Can you hear me?
Yep.
Mic check.
Loud,
All
loud,
right.
clear. Testing one.
Okay, there you go.
Testing one. There we go. I don't
There
know
you
what
go.
happened with that. Slight delay. What's going on, people?
How y'all doing today?
It's Tuesday, man.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, man. And we let's get back on these cancels, man.
Let me pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Okay, it's Tuesday. What happened in the world this week?
More, more, more people between the ages of 0 and 45 in the black males dying again.
Mm.
It's getting bad, man. And I know we talked about this the first week
Uh-huh.
of cancer, but you know, it's kind of disturbing, you know. But
So who died? I don't didn't hear.
uh, what's the some game member that was on? He was on Instagram Live when he got killed. He was shot. I can't
Oh
remember.
wow,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
I missed that.
People people been watching it. Uh, can't remember his name. I mean, you game banging. That's kind of par for the course. But
Yeah,
still, I mean, I don't know if he had any kids, but he damn sure had a mama.
yeah.
Uh, Probably, he had a dad too somewhere. I don't know if he was at home with him, but somebody fathered him. So,
Yeah.
it's it ain't good, man.
Yeah.
It's somebody else, man. I ran across, but it's too many,
Yeah.
for it to be.
I know. I think I don't know if this was this week, but I know somebody like a TikTok or some
Oh,
TikTok
that's it. The
famous dude,
dancer. The
the
look.
dancer, yeah,
Yeah,
dancer,
yeah,
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 got
yeah. He
killed,
got shot.
yeah, got
Yeah.
shot, yeah,
That's what I'm thinking about. You know.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Remember Ashley's niece, the one they was looking for?
Mhm.
Were you maybe
I
no,
didn't
I
catch
didn't. I
that.
talk about it on this show. I did it on ADHD hour. Anyway, found she's dead. She
Really
a boy she was messing with
killed.
killed her and some other girls. So I don't know what that situation is about.
Wow. Where was this at?
Here, just here.
Oh, she was
Yeah,
looking for her in
yeah, in
Atlanta,
Atlanta. I think it's Gwinnett County, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
and that was
yeah,
Ashley's niece.
yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy out in these streets, man. Um, yeah, we need to do better. We need to, parents need to, watch your kids. Pay attention.
Watch your kids, raise your kids,
Yeah,
be a part of their life.
check up after them.
That's yeah, it's getting bad.
But
What we got today?
we here today, so we're gonna get off that. We're gonna get off that, and we're gonna go to cancel our community to break down the nuclear family. So I'll put it up there. Do.
I see you got politically correct with
But
the breakdown of the
yeah,
nuclear
yeah,
family.
yeah.
You didn't
I
want to
was
go
about to go salacious, say some stuff, and I'm like, I had time to think about it, and I pulled back on that one. Um,
sometimes you gotta. Well,
well, I
I
mean,
feel you.
we can't because we could. There's a rabbit hole there. If we
You want
start
people to
talking
hear
about,
you. You
yeah,
don't want them to tune you out just
yeah,
because of.
yeah.
So
If we start really, it's a rabbit hole, and it's a lot of stuff that we could touch on, and a lot of history, and a lot of pain, and I don't know. And the thing is that none of us have a fix for that shit.
no, I mean
So
we kind of know how it should work, but
yeah, but
you know
nobody wants to
nobody's
take the
doing
steps
it.
to
Yeah,
doing it. Yeah,
nobody doing it. So
yeah.
I mean,
Discipline. They don't want to have the discipline to do anything about it.
man, that's a major word. It's
Yeah.
everything in life take
Mm.
discipline.
Uh, Accountability and discipline. It should work hand in hand, and that way we will be able to uh get something happening. You know, um, keep going back to when we had strong families. Um, the family unit was strong, and then when you start talking about that, then somebody throws out, well, the daddy had family around the corner, he had another family around the corner,
It don't
whatever,
matter. I
but the
mean,
family was strong.
yeah, that really. Let's be honest. That's really none of your business what the
Yeah,
dad had
yeah,
going on. Was he taking care of his family,
yeah,
raising his kids? And nobody's perfect. And I'm
yeah,
not saying he should have had another family, but
mhm,
as a child, that's really not your place to
yeah,
be calling out what your dad was doing
mhm,
as a grown man,
mhm,
because he was doing his job as
yeah,
far as raising you and keeping the family together, keeping food on the table, keeping a roof over your head, keeping clothes on your back. So, I mean, it's easy. I mean, as you get older, you can look at all the people
mhm,
who who are your elders and see flaws in them.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Everybody, nobody's
yeah.
perfect. Everybody, did what they did. They're human beings, so we keep trying to make human beings perfect,
Perfect. Yeah,
and they're not.
that's true.
We're flawed individuals, and the key is to try to get better every day.
Mm.
And you're never gonna be perfect, but you
Mhm.
can always strive to be better every day. So
And majority of people that do that, like they don't understand. Look at back then, the products of what they bought back then. Look at the products. Look at the products we got now.
right
Look at. I mean, which one would you rather have though?
there you go.
Would you rather have children that are
Uh,
products of society, good products of society,
or you want what you got today.
or you want what you got today? And that's the whole thing. I don't care about um the ex you know the extra activities, extracurricular
I mean, you
activities.
work on that after the fact. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's like that's like touch up paint.
yeah. You
But
gotta,
shit,
yeah, you gotta
but
fix the wall
yeah, you
first.
got to fix the wall
Yeah,
first, man. And
we got gaping holes in the wall.
right,
Eh,
but we looking at, man. I should touch that little area, even though
Yeah,
it's a big ass hole
big ass
next
hole in the
to it.
middle wall. And,
So
and we worried about the little small nick, the hole that the picture was hanging on.
right,
God damn, we shouldn't use nails right there. That big
right.
ass hole staring you in the face. It's craziness, man. We always want to fault the grandparents,
Mhm.
back in the day, but they did the best with what they had. Think about
They did a they did, if you look at it, they did an amazing job with what they had compared to. I mean, we have more resources
it.
today,
Yeah. Mhm.
more money today, and we're doing worse. We are regressing,
Mhm.
and it's baffling, really, because you would think the more you have, the better the outcome should
Yeah.
be, but
Nah.
that
The
is
more
not the
choices you
case.
have, that's just like when you get on
That's
the highway,
there you
right?
go.
When you
Oh
when you're
man,
on a one lane
preach it,
street, when
preach
you're on
it,
a one
brother.
lane street, hey, the traffic be flowing. You know, one way street. You get on 4 or 5 lanes in the highway,
Got too many
traffic.
choices.
Too many choices.
Got too many
Traffic.
choices.
People going too many ways.
It's no accident. It's
Mm.
nothing, but it's you allow people to say, "Oh, do I want to ride in this lane?"
Yeah.
Or I want to, as
Last
though it's
minute.
and believe it or not, a quick traffic lesson. Those each one of those lanes has a meaning. It's
Mhm.
not just
Yeah. Yeah.
ain't nobody in this line jumping here,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
you know, I
Hey,
digress
well, no, no.
because you get me out
Go to the right lane within a mile or two from where your destination. You start merging over a mile or two, not at the last damn half a mile,
not the
a
last
quarter mile,
minute.
not the last quarter mile.
Or since you gonna keep
Mm,
going,
mm,
not all the way over to the left
mm,
and do 10 miles below the speed limit.
yeah,
That's called a passing lane.
yeah.
So the people to the right of you should not be going faster than you. If they
Mm.
are going faster, you need to get over.
Get
And that's
your ass
on
out the lane.
each lane you're in. If somebody to the right of you is going faster, get over.
Get the hell up out the
You,
lane.
you are the problem.
Mm.
You are the traffic
You're
creator.
the traffic jam person. But yeah. I mean, it's just crazy. It's like just like think about each generation we get, we lose something, and that's what I think a lot of it is too. Each generation we lose something that was vital, you know, that they knew,
Give
you
me
know.
give me some examples because I think
So,
you hitting on something right there.
um, so let's say our great grandparents, right? Our great grandparents, right? They knew they needed everybody around them. They needed community around them in order to survive.
Right.
They needed that. They knew they couldn't. I mean, they could have, but the thing was that if they didn't have their community, they knew it was easy to take them out. Anything could have took them out. So they understood that.
Mhm.
We got to the point where we were integrated, segregation, we stopped segregation and we were integrated. Now we have, like you said, different lanes. Now we could do what other people do, and we've made it now. So now we forget that family is our strength.
Mhm.
Men forgot family is our strength, right? A man with a family is a dangerous man. He's dangerous. A man without anything, it depends. He can be dangerous. Might not, but more than likely, he's more dangerous when you have family. You have somebody to care for. You have something.
He got a reason to get
He,
home
yeah,
every day.
he have a reason. Yeah, so
Mhm.
he's a dangerous man, and we forgot that. We knew that. We knew that prior to. We knew that Black Panthers during that time frame. We knew that. That's why they were so dead set about getting rid of these black leaders. You know.
You know what? And I don't think it was ever expressed the way you just expressed it then,
Mm,
because we just did it because it was the thing to do.
yeah.
Not we didn't talk about the meaning behind it. and what it will lead to. You keep the community strong. The race is strong.
mm,
And I don't think that was ever explained, which it shouldn't need explanation. You saw it was working,
mm.
and now all of a sudden, it's not working.
Yeah, no, it's not working at all. So we, we need to understand. I mean, this falls on the fellas. Um, leaving. If you're leaving your family, if you're leaving your kids and not doing for your kids, that's your strength. That is your strength. Um, that's the reason you get up, go to work, and do what you got to do. That's the reason you progress. I mean, I could say,
That's why you protect your house
yeah,
because if it was just you, I mean, you still gonna worry about protection,
mm,
but you kind of. But when you got them children there, you got your wife there.
mm,
That takes it to a whole nother level. When you
mm,
got somebody you love that you're trying to protect,
mm,
that changes everything. That
yeah,
that changes the motivation.
no, I agree. I mean, I could speak personally, like 20 something, I was just doing whatever. It was like whatever. I didn't have a kid. As
Right.
soon as I had a child, I was like, okay, I need to switch to a different mode.
Hmm.
Like I need to get somewhere because my child needs to be taken care of. Um, he's not going to be able to fend for himself. So okay, now I need to get from just making it, just getting by to okay, I have another mouth. I have another, whole another set of
It's
issues that
time to grow up.
I
Yeah.
need to, yeah, time to grow up. Basically, that I
Time to
need to get
grow up.
ahead of, and I think that's, I think that's where we, like as a community, being that a lot of people come from single parent households, right? When they have kids, they don't instill that in their kids, even though they went through that, right? They fail to instill that in their kids. It's like, okay, your kid is going to be the problem that you had.
Hmm.
But the thing is, what usually happens is, and I'm gonna say this more. We see this more of women. I mean, men might do it too, but we see this more as women that they coddle their kids too long instead of getting them ready for. No, let me take it back. It happens with men if he has daughters, right? He'll
Right.
do that with his daughters. Mothers do that with their sons. So knowing that they're gonna have to get older, they're gonna have to do whatever out in this world. They tend to coddle them too long instead of getting them ready for the world.
They stay a mother for
Mm,
forever,
yeah.
and that's it's good. It has its place, but
Mm,
after a certain age, things have to change, and that's why it's so important for that other dynamic.
mm,
And a man needs
mm,
to be in the house. But another thing is, I was talking with someone recently how trivial we take pregnancy and having
oh
kids.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's like we don't even question
The
having a
thing to
baby.
do.
Yeah, you know what? I ain't got nothing to do. I'm gonna push one out in about 9 months.
Mm,
And we don't make any provisions for them, and we just, to me, you should prepare for a child more than you prepare for
yeah,
anything else in
yeah,
your life. But people have kids all the time with no thought process
yeah.
put into it, and it's just, oh yeah, well, it's a baby. I'm like, we take it way too trivial. This is a human being that we are responsible for, and we have made many of us. I say many of us have made very little provision to make sure that this child can be taken care of. So I think that's like
Everybody's doing it. Come on, let's do it.
right, right. I think that's like one. I think that's number one.
Uh-huh.
You know, hey, sex is good.
Yeah,
I like sex,
but
but
we know about everybody has, like I said, we have information, so
yeah,
everybody know how the baby's born.
yeah. We know how this process works, and that's I tell my daughters, I tell my son, that's one thing that never has to happen. You never have to be pregnant, or you never have to get anybody pregnant.
Hmm.
You know, once you get to understanding that when you have sexual intercourse with somebody, the whole purpose behind that is to create children.
Hmm. Well, biology, the whole biology
Yeah, the
behind it.
whole
Not,
biology
yeah,
behind
I
it.
hope your purpose,
When you having sex, I mean,
yeah.
what I'm saying, when
Well,
you when
yeah,
you when you
unprotected.
engage in
Yeah,
sexual intercourse, that whole act is to create another
yeah, yeah. The act
life.
itself. Gotcha.
You know, so and there's ways to prevent that. You never have to be pregnant. You
Yeah.
never have to get anyone pregnant.
Hmm.
That's an easy cheat code in life. If
Hmm.
you don't have kids too early,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you can knock it out the park in America, man.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
And you just have to drive to work, get out
Yeah,
there and do your own
go out there
thing.
and
But
do the work, but as long as it's just you good.
so let's back up, back down the
Oh,
breakdown. So
okay.
because yeah, let's back up because we getting at the tail end of it.
Oh
Uh,
man,
yeah.
what a timeline that.
So the breakdown. Think about this. We as a black people are matriarchal. We operate in a matriarchal fashion. I think the breakdown happened because the big mamas, they were the matriarch of the family. They're the ones that held things together. They're the ones that had the history, told you about your people, your lineage, and everything. And also, they were respected, right?
Yeah,
You had to respect Big Mama.
yeah,
There was no questions about it. When Big Mama started passing, then you start to see the breakdown of the family unit. Most part, who did they respect after that?
nobody
For
really.
most part, families go
They separate
they
ways.
separate
Yeah,
ways.
that's when the family unit started to break down.
Mm,
I mean, because like you said, Big Mama was respected,
mm.
and the granddad, he was being a man. A
Mm.
lot of them died early,
Yeah,
and
they
I say,
died before Big Mama. Yeah.
yeah, they,
Hmm. Yeah.
and that's just the nature of being a man. You just, your life is a little shorter than,
Yeah.
than the female. And then when they were here, they were busy,
Why?
providing for their
Mm.
family. So they didn't sit around and talk, and their presence wasn't seen as much, especially the time frame you're talking
Yeah.
about, because like I said, they were fairly young, man. They were out still making sure they had provisions for their
Yeah.
family. So
You see them
Big
go
Mama
to
was
work. You see
the
them come from work. They go to sleep,
yeah, and then
wake
it's
up,
wake up early and
rinse,
it's back
repeat.
to it.
Yeah.
And Big Mama was had the ability to kind of take care, hold the household
Mm.
together, hold the family together, and that's who, like you said, she was respected. People listened and revered her. But once she passed away, like I said, the family split.
Mm.
And
Uh,
people didn't come around anymore.
yeah. Also, she's responsible for nurturing the whole family. So that's the other thing. Like when you split, you had nobody nurturing the whole family. So, um, when you have separate entities, like some of them gonna follow what Big Mama did, and some
Hmm.
of them gonna do some new age stuff or whatever, new age parenting or whatever it was.
All right.
But those old ways which we stuck to, which worked for us, it worked. I mean, like I said, the products we had were better products, based on what we did, and we started to, because we got integrated, right. White is right.
Yeah.
White is right.
Yeah. I mean,
So.
and I can kind of understand the lure of thinking that,
Mm,
because you would see um, white people with things or doing things that you never done. So
mhm,
you kind of figured, oh, you know, and some of it was stuff you should be exposed to
mm,
doing, but a lot of it, didn't make it your thing to do just because they would do it. I always say, when did white people become the authority on how to live life?
mm,
But unfortunately, that's the example that a lot of our race had,
mm,
as far as what to aspire to.
mm.
And y- I tell anybody, they got the same issues that all other races do. They're not special at all. But
No,
I,
they,
I,
they they are special because I'm gonna tell you why they're special.
okay, let me hear
So
this.
the reason why they're special is because, and we only look surface level, right? We only see, oh, they able to buy cars, they able to buy property, this, that, that. They had a head start. They had 400 years head start on us. So they're special in that aspect is that they
Okay,
had a way. They're way more ahead of us. We're coming
should
up
be,
trying to. Well, I mean,
should be.
for most part. I mean, everything that
It's a lot of losers out there.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just,
no, it is, but there's way more. So the
oh
thing
yeah,
is that everything is built for them. The world was America was built with them in mind. It wasn't built with us in mind. What I'm saying. So with us coming along way after the fact, we're trying to rush to get what they got instead of rushing to build our foundation
hmm,
and then build on top of each generation, right?
right,
We're trying to rush and get with the all the glitz and glamour and
yeah,
all the stuff they got instead of saying, okay, this is year one,
yeah. This
right?
that's where we at
This is
now.
year one right now. We're gonna lay down a foundation.
That's where we at right now. We talked about that
Mm,
last week
mm,
with the materialism
yeah,
and skipping over the necessities for the appearance of
mm,
having
yeah,
having your life together, having money or whatever. So I see where you're going with that one. Yeah. So it definitely was a yeah. If you weren't in bondage, you definitely had a
oh,
head
yeah,
start.
yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. And even if you wasn't in bondage, think about it. Some of us had land and it got taken away.
Hmm.
Even if we wasn't in bondage, our land got taken away. We didn't understand like how to operate a lot of that shit.
Right.
Like majority of us,
A lot of us couldn't read. A lot
we
of us
couldn't
couldn't write.
read, we couldn't count.
Couldn't.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
My granddad couldn't read or write. He could count though. He
mm,
knew how to count, but he could not read or write.
mm,
So I found out that's how I have so many variations of my last name because
mm,
of that. But yeah, that's but you know what? Even with that, he understood ownership as far as land
mm,
goes, being able to create a product for
mm,
people. Um, like I said, they had a lot of stuff for as little as they had a
mm,
lot of things right
mm.
that we
Yeah,
have just completely overlooked
yeah,
today. And like I said, I done heard some stories about him. He wasn't no saint,
yeah.
but he kept his family together. He took care of his family.
Mm,
Took care of his wife,
mm,
and he left them more than what they had when they started.
mm,
He grew the legacy, I guess you
mm.
can call it, and his especially in his sons. His sons have picked that up, and they're doing the exact same thing. So that's a benefit as well.
Piggyback off what you said about the legacy, right? I think our right now, what we got right now is everybody being selfish.
Hmm.
They You're worried about yourself and what you're doing today, and you're not worried about 10 years down the line. If you pass away, what's going to happen in your legacy? They cared a lot about that back in the day.
Right.
That's what they pride themselves on. The fact that I want my children to have this or have more in the form of education. A
Hmm.
lot of it was because they couldn't read
Yeah.
and write. So that was very important to them.
You always hear them talk about the
Yeah.
first person to go to college.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a big thing.
Mhm.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it was in the form of education because we didn't have a lot of money. We had what we had, but it was in the form of education. It was a form of family values, in the form of values, in the form of morals. Um, that was what they pride themselves on. Like your name meant something. Like
Right.
you were a Kennebrew, so
That's
I
right.
knew who you was, and your name meant something.
Hmm.
Um, no matter what, you look a man in the eye, and his word was his bond.
There you go.
That mattered back in the day. Nowadays, we don't have the same thing. We fake everything. It's like fake it till you make it. You remember that was we gonna fake it. No, come
That's
on now.
real. That's a real
But
thing. Faking it till you make it.
we like 90 something. They was talking about that in the 90s, and now this is what we got now. Everything is fake.
That was
Think
the.
about it, everything.
Oh man.
Everything is fake now. You have to question if something's real now.
And that's a sad place to be in.
Mm,
Not sad. It's kind of dangerous. It's sad as well. But
mm,
you 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 can't take anything at face
mm,
value anymore. It has to be verified now.
mm,
You got to go through the process of, is this really what I'm looking at or what I'm seeing, or is that you're right.
mm.
Nothing is real anymore. Seems like so.
I don't know. I want to say.
Ah,
I want to say even the nuclear family. When you think about your siblings and stuff, and I know, and me and my sister talked about this. And New Orleans is big on colorism and stuff like that. I've seen that in people's family where um, if you were lighter skinned in the family, they treat you different.
well,
Like
I'm,
versus darker skin. And that I think that was, well, that came from slavery too.
uh,
So yeah,
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 it came.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you could say it came from
yeah.
slavery, but it's like that throughout the world.
Mm.
If you ever travel to another country,
But I don't know about in your family, like in your like brother and sister. If you
it
sister,
should.
I don't know about that though.
I, I
You seen it?
I got a friend of mine. He's
Okay,
Puerto Rican,
okay.
and he got a side of his family that don't even deal with him because
Mm,
he's a darker skinned Puerto
mm,
Rican, and they're more, they look like what we would call white people,
mm.
but they're Puerto Rican, but they don't.
But I'm saying the same household. I'm
Oh
not.
no no no.
Now I'm talking about the same
But
household.
but
I've seen the
I've
same
seen it.
household.
I've seen it
Okay,
in family as
okay.
well.
All
Yeah,
right.
in
I've
the
never
same
seen
house.
that. I don't know.
And you know what? I guess I was just ignorant. I didn't
Mm,
pay attention because
mm,
I'm of a darker
mm.
complexion, and I never noticed how people looked at dark skinned people.
What?
I didn't. But it's funny because you said in New Orleans
Mm.
colorism is a
Yeah.
thing,
No, it is.
and there was a guy from New Orleans who, that's the first time I ever heard somebody say skin color was paper bag brown.
Piggyback brown. Yeah.
I had never heard it. I was
Yeah.
like,
The
what?
paperback test or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was I was like, that's a real thing. He was like,
Mm,
yeah, how y'all talk.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm,
was like, okay, well, I'm ignorant. I had no
mhm.
idea that that, but hey, sometimes ignorant is bliss.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it, and that's another thing. Back in the day, we was ignorant as hell, so we had nothing but to rely on our family.
Yeah,
Being ignorant, we had nothing else. So This is what it was. Now,
Now
you
we
know,
know everything.
you know, we know everything. Everybody knew everything, and I don't think we better off for that.
Mm,
Yeah, especially the kids. They have so much information, but they don't have direction.
yeah, information is dangerous in the wrong hands,
Mm,
especially without a direction.
mm,
Um, I'm gonna kind of go back to the whole male violence
mm,
in the black community. When you talking about a male species uh, of man, man is the ultimate killing machine
mhm,
on this planet. And when you're not taught how to harness that
mm,
ability at an early age, then you kind of get what we have today, where you know it, you know that is the leading cause of death in black men
homicide.
from
Yeah.
ages 0 to 45.
Mm,
So that was kind of a little tangent, but it you made me think about it when you I can't remember what exactly you said, but it
yeah.
made me think about
No.
the energy of a.
Yeah. No. That's yeah. I believe it too. I mean, we always want to fault guns and stuff and the end result, but we are we're flawed human beings. We're flawed. Um, I don't know. What else can we attribute the breakdown of the nuclear family in the black
I
community?
mean, I spoke on how trivial we take child birth
Mm,
and having kids,
mm,
but it's you know like you said, when Big Mama passed away, then the family kind of broke up. But then we stopped even having just the basics of a family with a man and a woman in the household.
mm.
And that had nothing to do with Big Mama passing away.
No,
That just we
no.
started making decisions to just have children, just because truth be told, uh, women been getting pregnant since day one. Out of
Mm.
wedlock,
Yeah, oh,
young
yeah, yeah,
women,
yeah. Since
but
we've been here, yeah,
but it
but we was
but it was
forced that
it
way.
was handled a different way. Sometimes you might not see.
Oh, you mean after we was forced? You talking
Yeah.
about? Okay,
Oh
all
yeah,
right,
you
gotcha.
might not see
All right,
Susie Mae
yeah,
for a couple of years,
they
and
sent
then
them to the country.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
she grow, and then this child that she just had grows up alongside her or some of her other family members as a sister, or and not their child.
mm,
So it was handled differently, which is I think it's smart, because a child is not ready to raise another child. Uh, the only problem, the conflict comes in is when you get of age and now you're like, oh, this is my real mother. Now
mm,
I'm sure you feel like some serious betrayal at
yeah.
that point, because you've been thinking this was your sister all this time. But I understood why it was done.
No, I think another reason it was done was that think about if you have okay, we have sisters, whatever.
Hmm.
Oh, the next sister, if she think it's okay to get pregnant, she gonna get pregnant too. But if you say,
Absolutely.
"Oh no, I'm gonna go away to
It's
the country," and I don't, no, no, I'm
it's
not.
right. I'm
It
not.
put something in her head that it wasn't cool, and they frowned upon it. So like that,
It,
that's the breakdown of the morals,
it
I
was
think,
almost like
also.
the whole thing we talked about shaming.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't necessarily shaming, but it was consequences to those
Yeah, it's
actions.
consequences. Yeah, yeah.
And you like, oh, you want to do this? Well, this is the end result of that. I mean, you really not old enough to raise a child, so you got to go here and be raised right along with your child. So yeah, it was consequences to your actions, and that's really the biggest breakdown today is there's no consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody think their kids are special. Everybody thinks their daughter is the greatest, their son is the greatest, and you don't hold them to any kind of standard. You just allow them to go and do as they please. And
Mm-hmm.
if somebody else tries to hold them accountable, you get mad at that person
Yeah,
for trying to instill something in them that you weren't willing to do. And I think I can't remember the lady's name who lost her sons, but she talked about how
Tyrene. Yeah,
Tyrene,
yeah,
she talked about how we don't even we if we see somebody with an issue, we shy away. We
yeah,
don't even
yeah.
go anywhere near. And I think a lot of it has to do with a little bit of selfishness, individualism, and there's also the the attitude that you get from a lot of people. They're not willing to receive it, so it's like now you in a completely different confrontation. Now you're in a confrontation with this person's parent or
Yeah.
whoever the case may be. It changes a lot.
Sometimes the whole family.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to figure, when did we get to a point where we can't communicate as human beings and disagree, or agree on something versus oh, somebody got to die or somebody got to get their ass whipped, in order, when there's a disagreement. I don't understand that, but I mean, it's it's bad, man. It's
It's because unchecked, you said it, unchecked, aggression,
yeah,
unchecked
yeah,
aggression. So the thing is, if I don't fear the consequence because I've never had consequence in my whole life,
right.
then I'm going, I'm just gonna be off the wall. I'm just gonna do whatever come to my head. I'm gonna do it because I'm not thinking about whatever the consequence is to me doing this action. Um,
Okay, I got a quick question for you.
yeah,
This is really not on the subject, but it kind of, to me, it kind of does hit on that a little bit. What you think about Shakari for LSU not being able to run in the Olympics?
it, and people, a lot of people, she's black. So no, Michael Phelps had to go. He had to suffer. He had to suffer. I think it's
And he,
3 months. 3 months. I think.
and he never even tested positive.
No,
He had to suffer because
they showed
somebody
a blunt.
showed a picture
Yeah,
of him. Yeah,
yeah,
but my thing is that's I guess that's kind of what I was saying. She's a special young lady. She probably never had to really deal with any consequences
mm,
to her actions,
yeah.
and so it's like,
No, I don't think she. No, she was like she spoke okay about it. Like she initially had some kind of words, but then
oh,
she
I
she
think somebody got
yeah
in her ear
yeah
and was like, look,
probably so.
this
Yeah,
ain't how you want to
yeah.
approach
It's
this.
probably so. That's probably what happened too.
But and I'm just using her as an
Yeah.
example, and I hate that it happened,
Mm,
but a lot of times we feel like we don't have to play by the rules, and these are rules for it has nothing to do with black and white. This
yeah.
is worldwide. These rules apply to every Olympian that tries
Yeah.
to compete.
Hmm. I agree.
It's not special, and I it's it kind of is the same thing, and it's not. But I pull that out to say, the consequences. We can't go around being unchecked with our behavior and then think, because
We're gonna get
because
something good
it
out of it.
leads to
Yeah.
these decisions. Now
Mm.
she's an adult now making these decisions. Maybe if somebody would have, held her accountable early on, because I take her, I'm gonna take her out of it. I'm looking at, if you look at little, you say your son might be playing football or
Mm.
whatever.
Mm.
Look at how the star athlete on the football team was treated. He get to throw his
Yeah.
helmet down when
He could
shit
do
don't go his
things, yeah,
way.
that other people
Yeah,
don't do. Yeah. Yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
check that.
Yeah. I agree.
You
I've
you
seen that happen.
you
Because as a
you
star player, I've seen it
Yeah, you
happen
got to
personally.
check that.
So
And I'm
yeah.
using sports, but
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
that's just a small example. But you have to. If you don't, then they start to feel like, oh well, hell, I do whatever I want to.
Hmm.
And at some point, somebody gonna hold you accountable,
And
and
usually,
it's gonna be.
what's usually happen? Yeah, like I've played with people like sports, basketball and stuff.
Mhm.
That was awesome. Like could have played NBA easy, but what happened was what you just said. They weren't disciplined
Right.
because nobody
Nobody
ever, because they're so good all their life that nobody ever checked them. Nobody ever
nobody
told them,
held them
"Hey, you
accountable.
can't do this."
Hmm.
And then now they hood superstars.
Yeah, you
You
go
know,
somewhere and you make a a decision, and it follows you for the rest of
Mhm.
your life. Like I said, and it has an impact. Now you can't go to the NBA or you can't go to the Olympics.
Mhm.
And everybody keeps saying they're making it so trivial. Oh well, she be there in 4 years. Well, you don't know what's gonna happen between
Yeah,
now
yeah.
and
She could
then.
have an injury.
Right. Anything could happen.
Yeah, something could happen,
I
but
mean, you never want to miss opportunities
opportunities. Yeah, I
because
agree.
you took them lightly or you
Mhm.
made them trivial. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah. We
and not to beat up on her because she I know she dealing with enough,
Mhm.
but it's just that's kind of like a microcosm of
Mhm.
what happens when certain behavior doesn't get put in its place.
Also with that, like we always tend to gravitate to the wrong shit. Think about this, right? I can't remember what this was in, but anyway, like when you have a family member go to jail, they get out, they get praised. When you got a family member, a young man going to college, it's like, all right,
All
this nigga
right,
think
good
he's
job.
smart. This nigga think, yeah, this
They
nigga think
get
he's smart
right,
now.
right.
You know, this little nigga, this little Nick now think he's smart.
He think he better than
You
us.
think you better. Exactly. So, I think that is too, that whole envy and stuff, instead of uplifting people to try to, get them to a certain level and then bring ourselves to a certain level along with them, right up after them, whatever, we try to tear down the positive.
It's so much easier to do nothing and sit back and
Yeah.
criticize others
Criticize other
than to
people.
actually get out there and try to compete and hold yourself to a certain standard. It's
Mhm.
very easy to sit back and say, "Oh, you could have." It's a speaker I listen to. He talks about when he get ready to start his speeches, he go up on the board and he write down 10 math problems,
Mhm.
and he intentionally gets one wrong. He said very basic stuff.
Mhm.
1 plus 1 is
Mhm.
2, stuff like that. everybody in there points out the one he got wrong, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But he got 9 of them right.
Yeah.
But nobody cares about those 9. It's that one he got wrong, and he
See,
was like, we
you,
focus on the wrong thing.
you know what
So
I did? I would have did like the hardest ass math problems, got them all right, and then the
the
basic one,
base one
two
got it
plus
wrong.
two,
Yeah,
5. You know,
yeah,
and like, okay, really, you thought I didn't know that? You know,
exactly.
to point that out, you thought I didn't know that shit. Even I did all this hard shit, but yet you gonna point this out like it's a problem.
But that's what it's so easy to
Mm.
sit back and
Yeah.
criticize than to get your weight up.
Mm.
Meet a
Yeah.
goals, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Goals. That's another thing. Break down the family, nuclear family. We don't have any goals. We, you know,
Yeah,
uh, uh,
I'm very guilty of
I mean,
not
I
setting
am
enough
too. I am too.
goals.
I don't, you know,
I have some, but nowhere near as many as I need to.
yeah, I think we all lack in that, but I think as a family, like we don't have those
Yeah,
goals as a family, like um, building wealth. You know,
building well.
they're building wealth. You know,
I challenged all people in my household to come up with a business idea.
mm-hmm.
I made it a point that we have a family night where it's just us, and we share with one another.
Mm-hmm.
No TV, no anything like that, and and it's actually a good time. We sit around, talk, laugh, and have fun with each other. And
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that is gone. I don't know, you know, I don't know how many people actually spend time with their family.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about whoever you consider to be your family.
Without devices and everything.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ain't no devices.
Ah,
Devices getting put down.
damn, you take the devices from the kids.
Yeah,
Damn,
man. Hey, don't device shame me, man.
you damn device Nazi.
Right. Hey, man, because I see it is a constant struggle. I, I really feel for the generations that coming up now because the people who are making all the decisions, all the movers and shakers right now, they have such a strong hold on our attention
Hmm.
with these devices. Um, I call it psychological warfare. You are
Yeah.
constantly trying to fight for your mind because if you just give it just the slightest glimpse of or the slightest crack to get in there with something else, I can't tell you how many times my intent is to go. I need to figure out whatever, and
Mhm.
something pop up on my.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
look at that! And I start scrolling, and people don't even recognize it. Next thing you know, 2 hours later, damn, what was I supposed
yeah,
to be
exactly.
doing?
Yeah.
And I'm saying you are at a constant fight for your for
Your
your
attention,
for your
yeah,
mind,
yeah.
and if you don't recognize that's what's taking place,
Mhm.
then somebody else will have that. Will have because if you look at a budget for a lot of these companies, that's where a lot of their money goes is
Mhm.
human analysis.
Yeah,
How people react to
figuring
certain,
out.
yeah, figuring out what it takes, and they are very good at it.
Yeah,
And because it works on me, and I know it's being done, and it works on me. So if you're not even aware of it, then they got a bow on you.
see, and my thing is kids giving kids this stuff at an early age. You know, it's that does it. You know that's part of the breakdown because
Absolutely,
you stop having as a parent, you start to stop having as much input in your
yeah.
child's life.
Influence,
Yeah,
input,
influence. Yeah,
yeah.
influence in your child's life
I mean,
to where they don't even like you be saying something.
they're like, nah, let me check
They
my
don't even like.
friends.
No, they don't even hear you though. They don't even. Sometimes they don't hear you because
Yeah,
it's not flashing lights in their face or whatever. It ain't
right.
YouTube videos and
It ain't
shit.
put no what they call them filters on.
Yeah,
You got to have flowers
yeah,
coming
yeah.
from your
Coming. Yeah,
head.
yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, that you're right about that. That is a definitely a breakdown of the nuclear family. Technology, for as good as it is, it's also a detriment
Mm,
because, like you said, your kid. It's bad enough. I remember growing up. I go to my one of my parents and say, "Hey, well, so and so said, if you jump off the roof, you can fly," and they will, no, you cannot. Well, I'm challenging what they
mm,
saying. An adult to what another 5 year old is talking about, and then they had to. My parents were very straightforward.
mm.
That so and so is stupid. Okay, they would just let me know.
They dumbass. This
He's
is
stupid.
stupid little stupid
Now you
mom.
take your little dumb ass up there on the roof if you want to, and
Mm,
see what happens if you jump out. You
mm,
won't be flying, I guarantee you. But yeah, that man,
mm.
my old man is he wanted.
No,
I got some stories about that joker, but yeah, he's very direct, but it was needed. You need to hear how, because he'd call me stupid in a minute.
mm.
You know, but I needed to be called
But
stupid
yeah,
because I was
and the
doing
thing is,
stupid
yeah.
shit.
I mean, and the thing, it fit. If it fit, then
You can't be
whatever.
mad at it.
I remember my dad. He used to like. We used to have a VCR. So, like, when shows came on, he recorded the damn show. We had to get our workout. You know, if we want to see that show on VCR, on VHS or whatever,
Oh,
we had
okay.
to do our work first.
So he had that.
So
He had the original TiVo. He was like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We had the VCR. We was middle class, whatever.
What I'm saying,
You know.
he was
Yeah.
like, you're not gonna look at it in the time slot that it's supposed to come on until you get your,
Mm,
you gotta go to achieve first before you want to see
mm,
this show.
yeah.
That's that ain't bad right
No, and that's what I think that type of stuff we lost, right?
now.
It's like, okay, give my child this, so he can shut the hell up and
Oh yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
the
be a,
babysitter. That's the new baby,
yeah.
especially in the younger generation. I mean, I see so many. Um, I talked about this on the show once before. This lady was. I mean, she was on her phone.
Mm,
We was in a restaurant. Son was, on his tablet,
mm,
and no, they never made eye contact until she felt like he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing. I'm thinking, what you expect for him to do? He might have
yeah,
been
yeah.
5, 6, but you on the
Test his
phone
boundaries, yeah.
the entire time, running your mouth, not paying him any attention. And the tablet got boring. He see all these people around, all this stuff around.
Show out.
Curiosity, baby. She's like,
Show out.
she won't smack me in my mouth in front of everybody, and
I
and
could
she
do some
didn't.
shit.
She didn't,
Mm.
but she probably smacked the shit out of him when he got in
We
the
got
car.
home. Yeah. Mm.
When he got in the car, he got one.
Yeah, I did. We also the video game. So
Mm-hmm.
the same thing with Tara. We couldn't play. We had the 2600.
Huh?
When
See,
we had the 2600.
bougie.
We had the 26. That's for a little while. We was
Nah, man.
bougie at the beginning.
Hey, look, let me tell you
Like
something.
the first 10 years, we was bougie. Then it was.
My parents did me a favor. I didn't even realize they
Mm,
were doing me a favor, and they didn't know what they were doing
mm,
either. Quick video game
mm,
story. So everybody had a 2600.
mhm,
Oh man, can I get an Atari?
mm.
Christmas come around, they bought me a 5200.
Oh, see,
Now
I never had the 52.
there
You
you
talking about
go.
bougie?
Yeah,
I didn't have a
exactly.
5200.
It's a better game
Uh,
system, but nobody else had it. So
okay.
I was stuck playing these games by myself, which
Mm,
is no fun. I'm just
mm,
like, man, this can't trade games with
mm,
nobody. Oh man. So fine. Next thing you know, the Nintendo comes out. Oh yeah, let me get this Nintendo.
mm,
I mean, I was just mesmerized
mm,
by the Nintendo. It was only Christmas when I got these gifts. So
mm.
Christmas come around. Do I get a Nintendo? No, I get a Sega.
Oh,
Nobody had a
nobody
Sega.
had second. Yeah,
Nobody.
nobody
So
wanted a
once
second.
again, I'm stuck there playing these damn games by
Mm.
myself. Cool.
Can't share it with nobody.
Cool. Right. Can't, I mean, it's no fun playing
Mm,
not for me anyway,
mm,
because like the online game I watch people play, I'm like, man, that gotta be fun. You
mm,
get to, interact with people like that. So the third strike, I had the first Sega, then Sega Genesis come out.
mm,
Everybody had a Sega. Oh
mm.
yeah. Let me get that Sega
The
Genesis.
Sega Genesis. I know what it's about.
And guess what I got? A TurboGrafx 16.
What the hell is that? I never
Exactly.
heard of that.
Exactly.
What is that?
Exactly. I was the only one with it, and I was like, you
Damn.
know what? I'm done with these video games.
Damn, these games,
but
they keep messing me up.
I never got that video game bug because of that. And I guess it worked out in my favor because I see some jokers who, nah, man, I got to, grown men, I got to get on Call of Duty tonight. This and be on it all night. And
But
I never hit that, because my parents,
I play
they was
all
a
night,
step
but
behind.
I'm not a gamer like that. I don't play online with people and stuff. See that's addictive to me because if
Man,
I have somebody challenge me, actually somebody,
right.
I'm gonna beat somebody ass. I'm
That's
gonna
what
be
I'm
pissed
saying,
off and
man.
no, so
I
I don't
can't
do that.
remember that.
Nah.
We used to have we had a LAN on our ship when I was in the Navy,
Mm,
and we had computers in different work areas, and
mm,
I can't remember, was it Doom? It's one of them games,
mm,
but you can have multiple people playing. You go
uh-huh,
around shooting each other,
mm,
and I was hooked. And I was like,
mm.
oh man, I'm gonna kill me somebody tonight, and it was it was a good time.
Mm.
But I see how people get addicted to
Yeah,
that. But
no, that's addictive
I
to me.
kind of skipped that bug
Mm.
because my parents were they were slacking. They were like, nah, we're gonna get you this. It's just like it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's look these ain't Air Jordans. These fair Jordans.
Yeah, man. I had some
These
XJ9
fair
1000s, man.
Jordans.
I had a couple of XJ9
Yeah.
1000s, man.
Uh,
And
I had some too. Shit. You can get
hey, but when
we
I
gonna get you
learned,
this though. It's almost as good.
I like, don't even worry about it.
Mm,
Just give me this one pair of Reeboks. I'm
mm,
get that pair of
mm.
Reeboks, and I
Yeah,
just.
and you good.
But it taught me to be
Appreciative.
responsible
Yeah,
too, because I
appreciative
used
of
to
what you
keep them
got. Yeah.
clean.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if I had some old beat up shoes, Reeboks go in the book bag, and I put on the beat up
Mm,
shoes when it was PE. They don't even know what PE is today, but when
mm,
it was PE time,
mm.
put on them shoes, man. But it taught me something. And so
That
just because you have the means to
mm,
give to somebody
mm.
doesn't mean you should.
that's one reason too. Like giving your kid too much. We give our
Yeah,
kid too much
we
stuff,
give. That's what I'm saying,
way too much.
because we have the resources to
Mm,
give these things. We
mm,
think we should.
mm,
Like they're gonna be suffering
mm.
somehow if they don't get the latest pair of
Yeah.
shoes or the newest outfit, and they don't. It actually, like I said, for me, it taught me to appreciate a lot of
Mm,
stuff. And now, I'll probably overdo it because I'm trying to save everything, but
mm,
it's not a bad problem to have.
mm.
I can, at least I can see it and say,
Mm.
okay, I can correct that. It's
Yeah.
okay to throw this away. I can buy another one.
Yeah.
But it taught me to be, to appreciate what I had, because that pair of shoes had to last next year,
Yeah.
to,
Oh yeah.
to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
it
You
back,
only have one pair.
So
You
I mean,
one pair the
it
whole
was
year,
all
unless you
good.
screwed it up. Then you might get something you don't like.
Right,
So
you get the HJ
mm,
9
yeah.
1000s.
So no.
They was
Mm-mm. Yeah.
$7.99
Yeah.
at Kmart
Yeah.
or pay for pay
Payless.
less,
Payless.
and
Yeah. No, I gotta keep these. Keep these
no.
fresh. That's what I tell
It's
my
one less
son.
thing they can talk about if I got these
Mm,
clean Reeboks on,
mm.
but you come there with them 1000s, man. You was on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
You was
won't.
catching
Oh yeah.
hell.
Yeah. They was on you relentlessly, day in and day out. And as soon as they get tired of talking about somebody, they look at your shoes. Oh,
Boy, you brought back some memories just there.
shit. They
Like you
look
said,
at. They talk about everybody
soon as
else, and they come back
as
and
soon
look
as
at
they
your
get out one
shoes.
person, they
Yeah.
turn around like,
Look at your shoes, and oh shit, it's on. It's
this guy.
on. It's on. You got the dropsies today, don't you?
Yeah, man. It's this cord. This cord got in the way of my cup.
You don't want to court outside. They want to court you spend.
Why you got to bring up old stuff? Uh, well, I tell you that
Just
the
like them tennis.
the word wasn't supposed to. Right. He like,
I
man, let
went
me
to.
let me get on something else.
Let me get on something else. Yeah. But yeah, we give our kids too much stuff. I think that's also a problem we have. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we think we're helping our kids by
Buying them.
buying them stuff better than the next kid. Oh yeah, my kid's gonna be fresh, and we're adding two problems actually. The kids don't never get the chance to
Deal with that
uh
adversity. They got to learn
yeah,
how to.
yeah, that too.
You got to learn
Yeah,
how
adversity.
to work through that,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's why they're so sensitive about shit.
Right.
We even though we got talked about, I know me. We got hey, it made me more.
It made me better.
Yeah, it
And then
made me be able to snap back.
it prepared me to rebuttal.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's one thing for somebody to be able to attack you,
mm,
and it's nothing when you don't know how to fight
yeah.
back.
You learn to defend yourself.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't know how to
yeah,
defend yourself. So you lost the art of defending yourself
yeah,
when you didn't have to deal with that. You just sit back and watch old boy get
yeah.
clowned about his 1000s or his doggone
And you was
no
able to
low
think
shirt.
about what. Okay, when they tell me mine, I'm looking at the person that talk. I'm looking at
Oh,
what I'm
man.
gonna pick out.
Yeah, man,
You know.
that prepared, and
Yeah.
it's funny that little small things like that prepared you for adulthood or how to deal with adversity.
Mm.
But everybody needs to be happy now. Nobody should have a bad day. Everybody get a trophy.
Mm.
Adversity is, I mean, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing. It's a good tool.
character
It's a good,
builder.
yeah, it's character. Yeah, that's true. We that's our kids don't know anything about it. That's why it's whenever something happens, somebody tell them something they don't like, they want to pick up a gun.
Yeah,
because that's their only form of power.
That's all they know because the only reason they know that is because that's what's glorified. That's what's shown on TV.
Yeah.
This is how
music.
This gun, you use this gun, you can end somebody's life. It in your.
That's
problems.
the only way they feel they could get respect.
Yeah, and it's not. If you really ain't earned no respect if you can't get my respect before you pick the gun up. You threaten somebody's life, you can get respect from almost any, and there's still some people out there who still gonna tell you to go to hell. Threatening their life, but when you threaten their life, if you understand the fact that forced attrition, forcing somebody to respect you because you holding a gun to their head is not respect.
It's not respect. Yeah, it's fear, and it's something totally different.
Right.
Yeah,
it's fear, or it's conformity. I don't know what you want to call it.
And after you don't have a gun no more, it becomes anger, and
right, it changes everything.
It changes the whole
and
dynamic.
Now you to pray.
Yeah, because you don't know when it's coming back.
Yeah, they doing whatever they can to live to the next day, and
Mm-hmm.
then now because of real situation, and it shouldn't
you
come to
amped
guns.
up the situation. Yeah.
It shouldn't even come to that, man. And sometimes things get out of hand, but it shouldn't even come to that when you're dealing with one-on-one people. Because if you look at a lot of the things why people are killed today, it's so trivial. What is the damn? Okay, this wasn't trivial, but the Alabama twins. You seen that story about I guess it's some twin girls who are.
I missed that.
See, I don't want to get it wrong, but
I'm out the loop. God damn.
Hey, look, I was hoping you would jump in
I'm
there
out the loop.
and save me, but
Yeah.
something happened between the two of them, and their father ended up getting killed,
Okay. No, I don't
and
know.
then their father got killed. Why? When he got killed, the person who killed him made a mistake and shot somebody else.
Mm.
So I want to say the boyfriend of the person that he made a mistake and shot went back looking for the guy, went to the wrong house, and ended up killing a 70-year-old man
Damn.
because he kicked in the wrong door.
Mm.
But I'm like that chain reaction. You
Yeah.
just two people lost their life, one person, and the third was injured.
Mm.
Out of I'm sure something that could have been solved. And I probably shouldn't have brought it up because I don't know the ins
Mm.
and outs. I was just getting
Mm.
a brief overview of it, but
No,
it's
no,
it,
no. I mean,
it's
stuff
some
like that
it's so
happens.
much trivial,
Yeah.
so many trivial things that happen, and that's how we resort to it. Oh, I'm gonna shoot him.
Mm.
I'm gonna kill him, and that's permanent.
Mm-hmm.
You can take an ass whipping and come back the next day. You might be beat up, swole up a little bit, but you live. You get to learn a lesson from that ass
Yeah.
whipping, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, I've been there. Fought. And the next thing we
yeah,
friends. It was like,
that's
all right.
that's how you make friends back in the day. You had to. It was
You testing
almost
each other.
it was
Yeah.
almost a necessity
Yeah.
that you had to scrap a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay, yeah, he cool. He can,
Yeah. Yeah.
I respect.
Yeah. It
You
was
earn
mutual respect.
respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a respect. Break down the family, nuclear family, right? Respect.
lack of
Respect
respect.
one another inside the household.
Yeah,
Um, for whatever reason, the men lost respect in the household. Well,
mm,
for whatever reason, we have told people that men don't deserve respect unless they do whatever,
right.
unless they
It's
have
they
whatever,
have to pass a test to get
meet
this
these
respect.
standards.
Yeah.
You you have to have money.
Hmm.
You have to have money. You have to be taking care of everybody in order to have their respect.
Right.
And I think that's the other breakdown. It's like we see we got the figures the income today. That's the median income or the is what 49 or whatever
I'm
49,000.
not sure. I could.
Okay,
Yeah, but it's
it's
in the 40s, I
almost
think.
50. Let's say it's
Hmm.
50,000. Even at 50,000, right? You cannot take care of anything by yourself. Making 50,000,
No,
you
not.
can't do that. So because of that, because of that's the median income. Majority men don't get respect because they don't have money. So we've made money. We've made money the end all.
Hmm.
We're not gonna do something if you don't have the money.
If you don't have the money,
You know.
and money is money is a good thing to
Mm.
have, but it's nothing more than options,
Yeah.
and that's why Kevin Samuels always talks about why you can't get with somebody else who's making 50 grand
Mm.
and come together
Yeah.
and y'all work that because two people making 50 grand, you can do a little bit better
Oh
with
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but nah, you got to come to the table with your
Your
hundred,
your hundred.
with
Your
your
hundred.
hundred, and
Your hundred. No,
then
and
we
the
can
thing is,
talk.
we don't even understand. Like you say, it's options, right? We don't even understand that to the point where, we squander anything. We just, all right, it is what it is.
Right.
Oh, I want that, and we just blow the shit. Understand that we have more options when we have more money.
Yeah.
That's all it is. A tool to get you more stuff, more options to do bigger and better things if you use it right
If you use it
and
properly.
not material stuff. Um, in the family. So making money that right. Let's go back to the 80s, right?
Okay.
When we had the crack epidemic, we had stuff. Money became the god in the household.
Yeah.
We had kids, young men that were able to make big money during that crack epidemic, and the mother sit there and watch that happen.
Without any real job
Yeah,
skills, they didn't have
no,
to go to
yeah, they didn't
school.
have to
They
do
had,
nothing.
they needed to be able to count,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, and then handle themselves out
Yeah,
in the neighborhood,
yeah.
and that's pretty much was it. And like you said, the mom
Watch it happen instead of
watched it happen and reap the benefits of it
yeah,
instead of trying to correct it because I'm looking at
snowfall.
Snowfall
Yeah,
now,
snowfall. Mhm.
and I'm seeing it, and it's like I guess it's a fairly accurate rendition of what was taking place in California, but it took place across
Yeah,
the
yeah,
country.
across the country. Yeah,
I saw it, right,
yeah.
in Decatur.
The deck.
Yeah, but it was a real thing,
Mm.
and and what's so interesting is how back then, well, for me anyway, I could only speak for myself. Drugs was a heavy thing, and I look at how trivial people treat drugs now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then
because they can't cope because they
if
can't.
you did any kind of drug, you was a
Yeah.
junkie
Oh
for
yeah,
us.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you're like,
yeah.
oh, he do what? Oh,
Oh,
that
he
dope.
do dope.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he a
He was
dope
a
head.
dope fiend.
He a
Yeah,
dope fiend.
yeah.
But now, oh, look, cocaine never hurt nobody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Look,
Right.
I guess a little crack ain't never hurt nobody. But back then, I mean, you any drug you did, I was like, man, this dude's a dope fiend.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
he's
You
strung
didn't want
out.
to be around them. Yeah,
Right,
back in the
right,
day. You're like,
right,
nah, man. You know, because I mean, we understood what came with that. We understood the
right. We
consequence
saw
came with that.
we saw it firsthand
Yeah.
what it
Now,
did to people.
yeah, exactly. I still like to this day. I still don't know like past the '90s. Past crack happened like 80 what 7 86
I say
87.
mid 80, yeah.
Yeah, 86 87. I don't understand how in the '90s we still had people getting trying crack in the
Yeah,
'90s.
yeah.
Like we saw what that did to people for those three
For
or 4 years.
not just people but generations
Yeah, yeah,
almost
yeah.
or families. I mean, it destroyed.
Well, no, I'm saying us being young, we just
Oh
saw
yeah,
what it
yeah.
did to people around us
Oh
for
yeah,
those 3 or 4 years.
yeah.
So why would anybody go ahead and try that? And then after fact, when we got older, we saw what happened, generations, kids, crack babies and everything, kids growing up with parents, in and
Yeah.
out of jail
Or in
you know,
rehab
or
or
rehab and
trying
stuff
to
like that.
get their life back. But
Or just laying there not even caring. The kids got to take care of themselves,
right,
you know.
and 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 that was a real thing.
Mhm.
I guess that's part of the breakdown of the
Yeah.
nuclear family as well. When you chose drugs over your family, I guess you can call it a choice. I don't know, but that was a
No,
very real
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure some people, it wasn't a choice. I'm sure some people maybe got tricked, put weed, and they, laced it with something. I'm sure that happened to some people, but that wasn't
Yeah,
everybody.
but I got a
Yeah,
family member
yeah.
who it was definitely a choice because she's young.
Mhm.
Well, I say young. She might be five. I don't think she's 5 years older. So she grew up. She knew what it
Mhm.
did,
Yeah.
and still, and that's just one. I don't want. My family ain't a bunch of crackheads, but I have several that have 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 walked that walk. So
Crack
I
is
mean,
whack.
yeah, I have several that walked that walk,
Mhm.
and but they were older.
Mhm.
But this was somebody who should have, been in to watch
Yeah.
what was happening to the older people in our family who got involved. So I mean, that's that's
Yeah, no, I mean, and that even the '70s, right? But I don't think it was as like the '70s. I don't think it was the breakdown. When that crack hit, I think that was the real breakdown
the
because
crack splinter.
yeah,
It. I mean, it.
it took the mothers out. A lot of it was a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
saw the
mothers.
women on it.
So
Yeah,
that matriarch, and once again going back to the matriarchal society we usually have, it took a lot of mothers out of household, which mean those kids didn't have that nurturing. The kids didn't have whatever foundation, that strong foundation in the household. So they Lord of the Flies, right? They were, doing their own thing. And when you multiply that times how many people got on crack and how many, how big the epidemic was, then
that's an
we
impact.
got what we have.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a huge impact.
yeah, yeah. It's a huge impact on our community.
I don't think crack get enough credit for what it
No,
did to
no,
the community.
it definitely rolled up through there and did a lot of damage.
And
I even I think we still see.
you can make me go home and Google the crack epidemic and
Oh yeah, no,
just
yeah. How
look
many?
at
I
some
mean,
of the numbers and stuff.
yeah.
I'm a
So you got
numbers guy.
no, you got to look at the numbers of the people that was on it, then the numbers of people that went to jail for it, the numbers of
You
people that
that
the
What the
kids that
aftermath of it?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the kids that were impacted were born with
hmm
that because they mentally they weren't right. So now you got a whole slew of kids that are mentally deficient in some kind of way
right.
to where they can't build a foundation because their mind ain't right. So when they have kids, those kids are what it is, products of that.
And they probably yeah yeah.
So
So yeah, they definitely had the mental deficiencies
mm,
there where yeah, they probably had no business having no kids.
yeah,
But you can't.
but you
That's
can't.
one.
Yeah,
You can't stop nobody from
yeah,
having kids. Ain't no laws for that. That's real.
yeah. So
Dang.
it,
You got me
yeah,
thinking about this. Yeah, that thing was real, man.
yeah, yeah.
You took me back to school just then.
Yeah. And we don't like you said it doesn't get enough credit. We
Mm-mm.
never talk about that, but that was like a big, you know, a big just
A
downfall to our family.
punch in the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the family ever bounce back after that. I think that was
Mm-mm.
like the nail in the coffin. After that is you got what we got.
Because
You
I
know.
mean, even then, I say then, if I can remember correctly, I would say it's about 50-50 as far as um, nuclear families versus single parent
Mhm.
families back then, from my experience. But it's nowhere near
No,
that number
no,
now.
no.
You know, so it was already, you know,
It's falling off. Yeah,
already
yeah.
in the balance,
Mhm.
and that just pushed it right over the edge, probably. Wow,
So,
man, you got me thinking about crack
so
over this
yeah, no,
motherfucker.
don't think about crack. I don't
Not
want you
like
to go
that. I mean, just
New Jack City,
yeah, man. I mean, and
Pookie.
and that was like entertainment for us, New
Yeah,
Jack
yeah, yeah,
City. That
yeah,
was,
yeah.
and
Because it's something we saw in our neighborhoods. It's something
right.
we
It
knew.
it it, it
Yeah,
yeah, it was
yeah,
real.
yeah.
And then they had the guy come in and save the day, and they
Mhm.
took Nino Brown to jail and
Mhm.
or tried to, and oh yeah,
Yeah.
you had a villain
But
got killed at the end.
we
Spoiler alert if you
yeah,
haven't seen
yeah, yeah. To young people because I know everybody our age has seen New Jack
right,
City.
spoiler alert for if you hadn't seen it.
If they didn't, something wrong with you.
Right.
Mhm. You, your mama probably no, let me stop that. Let me stop. Damn, damn, that's bad. Yeah. So I mean, how we need to figure out how we gonna get this.
How did we get the
Yeah,
nuclear family back together
that's
then?
what we need to figure out. I mean, I wish somebody would came over. So we got people watching, but nobody won't come on. And,
Right, man.
hey, we need solutions, man.
We need solutions.
We
And
need to have a solution. Hey, after we do this little thing, we're gonna come back. We're gonna go to solution. We're gonna talk about solution. Then I'm gonna start getting in people, getting people involved and
getting
hitting
people
people up and
DMs
yeah, hitting it. Hey, you
is
need to
that
come.
like is
Let's
that
have some solutions.
that's like getting somebody DMs.
Mm. No,
Like,
no, I'm
hey,
going to groups. I ain't
hey,
in
look,
nobody
look, I'm
DMs.
talking like
No,
I know what I'm talking about. I
yeah,
have no idea
no, I'm not going to
what a
DMs.
DM
No,
is,
I'm
but
not
okay.
going to DMs. I'm gonna get in the groups and I'm gonna put out. Hey, let's have some solutions because
Yeah,
um,
because I mean we can talk until we blue in the face,
mm,
but if we can't come up with some kind of plan to try to not necessarily completely fix it, but try to turn it around a little bit, then we're gonna be talking for the rest of our
yeah.
lives, and that's talk
No,
is
no, we
cheap,
ain't because we gonna be
right?
we don't have a short period of time. No, these
Well,
kids gonna have
that's what I
to.
said for the rest of our
They're
lives.
gonna be picking up. Yeah, yeah. But the kids gonna have to pick up and try to figure shit out. And they don't have
The
like we.
tools,
Yeah, they don't have the tools, but they don't have the knowledge either. We seen a lot of this stuff happen.
yeah,
Like we seen grandparents. We seen some stuff to grandparents. Then we seen our parents, and we seen why this stuff was going on. Their point of reference is gonna be Corona right now. You know,
damn,
their point of reference is gonna be
COVID-19.
COVID. Their point of reference is going to be for New Orleans. Their point of reference is going to be Katrina. A lot of young
Mm,
people, Katrina, all the bad stuff that they couldn't do anything about. It's not like they could do anything about, so they don't have any point of reference of healing the community,
right.
right? Because that stuff, was out of is out of everybody hands to do anything about. But uh, where do they start? Like building the foundation. They don't have that knowledge, and that's why I think just young people uh getting involved or listening to older people or older people talking around young people about how things happen when it
Hmm.
changed and so they can understand that because other than that they're gonna be forced to try to learn stuff in school that they're not gonna teach them right stuff.
Nah,
Yeah, or movies that kind of glorify
they
certain
kind of
shit.
right. They
Yeah,
skew
yeah.
how things are. They
For
glorify a
entertainment
lot of
purposes.
stuff just to get you to watch, and it's not that. I think I'm gonna throw out a couple of solutions I think can have we can have it is to the whole child birth rate. I think it should be high, but I think it should be high
Age group.
in a certain
Yeah,
age
yeah,
group. I think we are. I think too many kids are too anxious to be adults or do adult things. I tell my kids all the time, this is the shortest part of your life being a child.
yeah, yeah.
Enjoy it, because once you hit adulthood, it don't go anywhere. It's
Yeah,
there
you can't
forever.
revert back to
You can't
childhood.
revert, and that I can honestly say I had some of my fondest moments from childhood
Mm,
because I was allowed to be a child. I
mm,
wasn't put in adult situations, and unfortunately, so many of these younger kids are put in those situations where they have to fend for themselves,
mm,
have to figure out how they're gonna eat,
mhm,
have to figure out how they're gonna, get to school or whatever the case may be. I wasn't forced to be an adult before it was time. I was allowed to be a child, which is part of the growing up process.
Mm.
You have to go through that phase of being a child. You can't be an adult your entire life, and unfortunately, a lot of young people have taken on adult roles
Mm.
early on in life, and it's happening. It's so
It's
crazy.
happening now
It's
too.
it's so it's happening so much more often than what I knew a couple of people who maybe was with a grandparent or a relative because their mom
Mm.
was whatever or their dad was
Latchkey
whatever.
kids. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, I'm hearing some stories about straight up teenagers, taking care of little brothers and
Mm.
sisters, 14, 15 years old, you taking care
No,
of.
that's been happening too. I
Right.
mean,
But
yeah,
and I mean taking care of them to
yeah,
the point where you providing food for them, you making sure they get off to school, like I said, it's been happening, but it's happening at a much more alarming rate in my mind. I mean, it was always crazy when it
yeah.
happened, but now it's becoming almost common,
Mm.
and that's that shouldn't be common.
See, and I mean, I know a solution for that, but I can tell you that it's not going to be, people not going to, gravitate because they going back to the,
What's the
well,
solution?
marry before you carry. It's always
Oh,
been a solution. It's
very
always been a solution,
yeah, yeah, very
but
simple.
we don't want to look at that because we going, everybody try to, well, it's not the answer because the man still do this, the man still do that.
You see,
It's not perfect. It's not nothing's
nothing
perfect.
perfect,
Nothing is perfect.
nothing perfect. But there you go, worried about you know stuff outside of that. If he's taking care of his family, making sure they have what they need to be, productive citizens in
Mm.
this world, then I'm not gonna say let him do whatever he's doing,
Mm.
but
No.
that other stuff don't really have anything to do with that.
Well,
He's
he
keeping
doesn't have
that.
time. I mean, a lot of times you won't
i-
have a lot of time to do that stuff if you,
if you
Mm.
right, if you maintain the family, you don't have time to
Yeah,
do all the other stuff people claim that you
yeah.
be doing. Y-
And if you do, it's not enjoyable because you ain't taking your time.
right. You ain't
So,
enjoying it. Yeah.
um, no, but think about this: two-parent household. Right now, we have a lot of one-parent households, so the kids have to do that. Like you said, they have to grow up sooner because they have to do things they shouldn't be having to do.
Right.
You by being selfish and bringing kids in this world without having a partner or marrying or whatever you're gonna do, um, you put your children at risk for everything. We've seen
You do
kids, moms get with new boyfriends or dads get with girlfriends, whatever it is, and the kid suffers, dies, get molested, or
all
anything else
kind of
like
stuff
that.
because in reality, if you look at it just from a logical aspect, that new boyfriend or whatever, he don't have no
Don't have any
ties
ties,
to
no ties.
anybody
Yeah,
in that
yeah,
house. So
true.
if your daughter is coming of age and she's nice looking or whatever, don't put it past them to make a move on your daughter.
Mm,
That's not unusual. That's
yeah,
that. So I mean, that's the kind of stuff we got to think about who we bringing around our children.
mm,
So hey, I like that. Marry before you carry,
yeah.
man.
And
That's
we need to make that a rule again. We need to preach that to our kids.
right, right.
I know it's not gonna fix everything, but the
No,
thing
but
is, at
it's a
least
starting
yeah,
point.
it'll start. It's
It's a
start
great
point. Yeah.
starting point, and it provides protection for the children, the mother, as well as
Hmm.
the father.
Yeah.
He has his rights as a parent
Yeah.
because you don't have those rights as a parent
Yeah. You have to
when
go do something extra. You have to
when
go to
you when
court to
you're
get what
not
you do
married
extra.
and you have.
Mm,
And I'm talking about men.
mm.
As a man, you don't have any rights. Only right you have as a man when a child is born is to pay child support.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't have a right to visitation to any of that stuff.
Well, not natural. I mean,
Not
when you
natural.
go, yeah,
You have to go to the
yeah,
court
you have to
system
go to courts.
and
Somebody
petition
else
for
have
that
to give it
stuff.
to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody else has to give you those rights.
Yeah.
Whereas in marriage, it's already there.
Mm,
Same thing for the wife and the children. Now, a lot of us men don't like some of these laws they got, but the wife has some protection
yeah.
there. The children have protection already in place there. If you decide to, I think I'm gonna go out here and make me a whole new family
Yeah.
or whatever, it's
But
something
but
there.
you know that, and the thing is, you know
Right,
that up front.
you know that
So
up front. So and maybe that's why people. I don't know. I don't
mm,
know. Maybe you know, but you don't have to leave your family to make another one.
yeah. The
but
breakdown of nuclear family right there.
right, but he keeping it nuclear
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
is
No, you
different.
having several nucleus. You
Yeah,
you got the protons around the nucleus,
right.
the proton and the electrons.
Yeah, but
Mm,
but in reality, it's a lot of things that marriage affords you, and that's why
mm,
I always talk about a covenant or having something in place
mm,
to provide, to protect. This is your family.
mm.
So I need to.
We teach
Yeah.
that to the kids. That needs to be. We
Oh
need to
yeah.
start campaigns again. Yeah, just say no campaign went away and need to come back. Just say no.
What they saying no to this time around? Are it
I'm
still
drugs.
drugs?
Yeah,
It's
drugs. I'm
still
about drugs.
drugs.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
I didn't know if
it
you was
went
gonna put.
away. No,
I don't
no,
know
I'm
if you
talking
put
about
something
drugs
else
because the
on the
thing is,
drug.
I mean,
I mean, on the just
if
say no.
your kid's strung out, I mean, how you gonna.
Yeah, unfortunately, that the drug culture is popular now. It's the thing to do.
And you're not making good decisions. You're out there
Yeah,
doing stupid shit.
yeah.
So
I mean, I haven't seen
mm,
a drug yet that makes you ambitious. So
smarter and
right, it
mm,
makes you a go getter. Most of them, they chill you out.
mm. I
Or
know they got one that keep you going, but I
I
don't
mean, they
think you
got them
do
to keep you
smart shit
going,
when
but you
you
don't.
when
Yeah,
you doing
you're not
it.
being productive with it.
Yeah,
So
nah, you just going.
yeah, you just
Jobs
hype.
money.
But
Anyway, anything else? Or you got any more
no,
solutions?
I wish I had more solutions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can just point out the problems.
Yeah, and that's like everybody else, right?
Yeah,
Everybody can point out all the problems in the world, but nobody wants to give their mental. Don't want to use their mind to think of solutions. Nobody wants to do that. It's too hard,
and I don't think it's hard. It takes a little time to
Mm,
actually focus on that and come up with something that you think can fix it. But no, I don't.
mm,
I wish
mm.
I had more, but
Well, yeah, we all want to talk about the problem, though, and
yeah,
that's aggravating to me. It's like, come on, let's we are, like I said, focus on the kids. We If you have kids, that should be your main focus, right? Your
yeah,
main focus be trying to make this
a better place.
community a
Yeah,
better place for your kids to come up in.
I mean, because if you think about it, even in the position we are now, if parents all of a sudden said, you know what, we're gonna teach our kids to be married before they have children, to be responsible adults, that would change that in 1 or 2 generations. It'd
Yeah,
be
it'll
it,
take about 2 generations. Yeah.
it'd be a complete opposite of what we have today.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
But no, but so and this the other thing. You have to show that you're doing that too, right? That's part of the problem also. You can't just talk about it. You
mhm,
have to demonstrate that also. So that means the parents gonna have to start, you know, okay, you know what? Not that they're gonna have any more kids, but okay, I'm looking for a man, I'm looking for a wife, I'm looking for a husband, I'm looking for a wife, because this does better for our community. Show
right.
your kids that, and kids, oh wow, they get to see without, and then they get to see with it and see it looks different. It could be better. When you're older, you usually choose better people. You know,
Majority of women who are married I'm just gonna say have a better life. Simple as that.
if they choose, yeah, if you
If you
choose
choose the
better
right,
people,
if you
yeah, you
choose the
choose the
right
right
person,
people, yeah, because I don't, yeah,
if you
they
choose the
got a
right
lot of women
person.
that get, yeah.
But I mean, but
I, I'm sure Tina Turner
who is
she
that
was,
on? Who is
yeah,
that on, man?
it,
Uh,
it
You gotta
does,
you gotta
yeah,
pick better.
yeah, it does.
We you know.
But that goes with self accountability, and we going around in circles.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
okay,
going around in
okay.
circles.
We gonna
But
we gonna cut this up. We
yeah,
done with this
yeah,
then.
we're
'Cause
going around in circles. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that needs to be the message we need to show, not just tell, but we need to show also.
right,
So,
right. I'm with
anyway, y'all, anybody that have any solutions y'all
Y'all
want to
get
talk
on
about?
here.
Yeah, it just
You got
it's
the
gonna
link
be
out
up.
there for them?
Not that well. Scrolling across the
Just
bottom,
scrolling across
Black
the
Male
bottom.
Podcast. Yeah, just go ahead and put some stuff up. Solutions. Anything you think we missed, put it up there. Uh, if you have anything you think we was wrong about, put it up there. Since
Yeah,
people point out problems, if you
yeah.
have a problem,
Nobody's
put it up
perfect.
there. You know, and we can address it. I'll address it at least. I don't know what
Yeah,
I don't know what he's gonna do, but I'll address it.
absolutely,
But
absolutely. I'm either gonna say, you know what, you made a good point. I'm
yeah,
like, nah, I still no,
what
I'm
the hell
still
you
where
talking
I'm at.
about?
So I mean, and I'm open to suggestion all the time. So, but
Yeah. Anyway,
what we got next week?
damn, that's a good question.
We got it was another one. We had
It was a good.
four.
I'll think about
Oh,
it. I don't remember.
we'll
Yeah,
let
we had
y'all
another
know
one.
then.
No, I had some more though. I had
Okay,
thought of some other ones, but yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'll put it up. I'll do a commercial for it like I did the last two, and put it up there and put it out probably in
This man is
three
making
days.
moves. Y'all
Anyway,
be on the lookout. This guy's going places because
mm,
he is. You acquiring skills that a
oh
lot of
yeah,
people
I'm trying to get my
are
skills
looking
built.
for
Yeah,
and don't
so,
have.
yeah.
So it
Oh, if
making
y'all
some.
want commercials, get at me.
There you
There you
go.
go. There you go. I put it out there. So
Or
I'm
podcast.
yeah, a podcast. I'm confident in it now. So I just want to get it right. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week.
All right, next
All right,
week, man. We out.
next week. We ain't out yet.
Oh, we not out yet.
No, we're not out yet.
All right.
I
Well,
got
I'm
to get
still
together.
here.
We got to get together. Now we out. Peace.
All right.